Hey everyone, welcome back to yet another baseball video here with Baseball Star. I have now come out with my top 10 second baseman rankings for the 2020 season. Make sure to leave comments for me in the comment section down below. I'd love to hear what you guys think, and now we're going to jump into this right away. So at the number 10 spot, I've got Moustakas, who recently went to the Cincinnati Reds. Last year, Moustakas finished the season with a .254 average, 35 home runs, 87 RBIs, a .329 on-base percentage, and a 2.8 WAR. His batting average was low last year, about .250. His WAR was a little low, so I couldn't put him any higher on this list, although he did get a reasonable amount of RBIs and home runs. At the number 9 spot, I've got Villar of the Miami Marlins. He had a pretty decent season last year. He had .274, 24 home runs, 73 RBIs. He had a .339 on base percentage and a 3.9 WAR, which isn't bad. Again, his batting average is decent, his power is decent, RBI is decent. Basically, everything is decent. He's like that average type of player. So I think number 9 is a reasonable spot for him. At the number 8 spot, I've got Hirano of the Milwaukee Brewers, a rookie last year. He had a pretty good season. He had .303, 19 home runs, 49 RBIs, .368 on base percentage, and a 2.0 WAR. Even though he didn't play in that many games, that was a decent number of home runs there with 19, decent number of RBIs, .368 on base percentage. That's pretty good. The WAR's a little low, but we haven't seen this guy play that much, so I couldn't put him up that high, but I think that he does have a lot of potential, and he could be an essential part of the Brewers lineup. At the number 7 spot, I've got Torres of the Yankees, and yes, I know, Torres is really, really good, and it was really hard for me to put him at 7, and I'm going to explain that later. So, Torres had a .278 average last year, 38 home runs, 90 RBIs, a .337 on base percentage, and a 3.1 WAR. Torres is a truly electric player in that Yankees lineup. He plays a really key role there. He hits for a lot of power, he hits for decent average, he can get on base, gets RBIs. Torres is a truly elite player. He's got a lot of young talent, and I think that he's going to go a long way with that Yankees team. So at the number 6 spot, I've got Max Muncy of the Dodgers. Muncy last year had an average of .251, 35 home runs, 98 RBIs, a .374 on base percentage, and a 5.7 WAR. So Muncy obviously hits for a lot of power. His on base percentage is decent. His WAR is pretty good. Although his batting average is kind of low, he does play pretty good defense. He's a very versatile player, He can play first, he can play second. So he's good with the Dodgers in that way. I think Muncy is better than Torres by a tiny bit, even though his batting average is lower than Torres and his home runs are lower. He had more RBIs last year, his on-base percentage was way higher, and he had a much higher WAR than Torres. So for those reasons, I put Muncy at number 6. Alright, now we're getting into our top 5 rankings. Things are starting to get exciting. So starting off the top 5 is Whitner from the Kansas City Royals. Last year, he had an average of .302, 16 home runs, 74 RBIs, a .348 on base percentage, and 3.7 WAR. Whitmer is incredibly good. Definitely one of the best players in the game right now. He's young, he's fast, he's athletic, he can steal bases, he can hit for average. Whitmer is an extremely solid second baseman, and I think that he deserves to be in the top 5. The 4th best second baseman in baseball is going to have to be Ozzie Albies of the Atlanta Braves. Last year, he finished with a .295 average, 24 home runs, 86 RBIs, a .352 on base percentage, and a 5.2 WAR. So that's a pretty good WAR. He has a pretty good average, about .300. He shows some decent power, good on base, and his defense is really good. Ozzie Albies is a solid pick for the number 4 spot. He's a truly electric player. He hits second in the order. Him and Acuna are like the Braves' bright future. I think the Braves have a legit chance at the World Series right now, and him and Acuna are just going to help them get better. They're both going to be future stars. Ozzie Albies is a little bit underrated, and I think that he's truly an elite player, and I think he deserves to be at number 4. So at the number 2 spot, I've got Ketel Marte of the Arizona Diamondbacks. Yes, I know he also plays outfield, but for a big chunk of the year, he was playing second base, so I decided to put him in this video. And let me just say, wow, he popped off last year. 329 average, 32 home runs, 92 RBIs, a 389 on base percentage, and listen to this, a 7.2 WAR. His WAR was ridiculous. He had an amazing season last year. Basically came out of nowhere and just started crushing it. Showed great power, great average. I think that he's truly an elite player. He's definitely less well known than some of the other guys on this list, but I think that Ketel Marte is really, really good. Definitely a top 3 second baseman. So I'm giving the number 2 spot to DJ LeMahieu from the Yankees, and he also had a fantastic season last year. He had 327, 26 home runs, 102 RBIs, 375 on base percentage, and a 5.9 WAR, which is pretty good. All of his numbers are fantastic. 300 plus average, decent power, over 100 RBIs. DJ LeMahieu is a very versatile player. He can play basically anywhere in the infield. He's quick on his feet, he's got a good glove, and he had a great season last year. He was even nominated for the MVP. Now, obviously, with Mike Trout in the league, it's very hard to win an MVP, let's just say, but he had a great season, and I think that he's a solid number 2 pick. So the best second baseman in baseball is indeed Ozzie Altuve from the Astros. Last year, he had a 298 average, 31 home runs, 74 RBIs, a 353 on base percentage, and a 3.8 WAR. He plays really good defense. He can steal bases. He can hit for power even though he's so small. I think that he's truly a really good player. Now, yes, of course I know his reputation and his team's reputation has kind of been ruined these last few months. Everyone found out about the Astros cheating scandal, them stealing signs. Yes, I know that, but you still cannot deny that Ozzie Altuve is an elite second baseman. He's still really good. He's played for a long time, and he has been really good for a long time. And I think that he is a deserving pick for the number 1 second baseman in all of baseball right now. So that is all for my second baseman ranking video for this year. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Stay tuned for more videos. I'm going to be doing first baseman and outfielders soon, so make sure to check that out if you enjoyed this content. And leave me a comment in the comment section. Tell me what you think, what you like, what you dislike, anything. I would be happy to hear it. And peace out, everyone. I hope to see y'all next time in another video.